Women actually prefer men who lie to them. They want you to lie to them. And if you're brutally honest with women, they will punish you. They will ghost you. They will friend zone you. They will ditch you for the man who bends their reality instead of just telling the plain God honest truth. And here's the kicker, gentlemen. Telling her the truth does not make her want to sleep with you. Now you might be thinking, hold on, Jesse. Is that really true? Lie to women? I always thought being honest was good. And I get it, guys. But what I'm sharing with you here isn't just my opinion. It comes from over 20 years of coaching thousands of men, helping them go from being invisible to irresistible. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you the exact types of lies that women love to hear, why the truth kills attraction, when to lie, how to lie, and why it works. I'll also reveal to you why women punish men who tell the truth, and why the guys she actually chases after are the ones who know how to create a fantasy that she cannot walk away from. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make that woman yours. And let me be clear, when I say lie, I don't mean becoming some pathological liar, making up wild stories about everything and deceiving her at every turn. This is about creating a fantasy based off a lie, about bending her reality in a way that excites her and builds attraction. And I'm going to give you some powerful examples of how to do that right now. And by the way, guys, we just crossed hundreds of men inside of my private community. These are guys learning the 4 S's of obsession step by step, and they're using it to get the exact kind of women they want to date. And if you want in on that, I dropped a link down in the description below, so check it out after today's video. All right, guys, let's dive in. Now listen, before we go any further, you need to understand one thing, that women lie all the time. Not because they're evil, not because they're bad people. They lie because it works. Just think about it. Lipstick, mascara, foundation, push-up bras, tight dresses that hide their stomach, hair extensions, fake nails, colored contacts, even surgery. Every dollar that they spend on their beauty is part of the same old strategy, creating an illusion to rope you in, guys. It's all a performance, a carefully crafted story designed to attract a high-value man. And here's the kicker. That story is not the truth. She does not really look like that. It is all a lie, but it's a beautiful lie. Now, here's what most guys never realize. Studies show that women lie as much, if not more than, men in early dating about their age. They lie about their weight. They lie about their past relationships. They lie about their real intentions with you. And you know what's even crazier is that research shows that women get more upset at a man for being boring than at him for being misleading with her. A boring truth pushes her away, but a well-told lie? Now that's what makes her feel something. That's what pulls her in. That's what creates that sizzling attraction with you. And that's the game you're actually playing here. So here's the real question. How do you lie to a woman early on in the conversation, but without it killing your chances? Most guys totally screw this up. It's why they never get past the nice to meet you phase. So picture this, you're talking to a beautiful woman and she asks you, so what are you up to right now, John? Now the average guy will just blurt out something pretty average. Not much, just hanging out, probably gonna go watch some Netflix later. And he thinks he's being honest here. He thinks honesty makes him look genuine and available. But to her, that is flat. That is boring. That just makes you look like you got nothing to do. Instead, you've got to flip the script on her. You don't just hand her the plain old truth. You hand her a story that makes her feel something. And that's what we call a DHV, a demonstration of higher value. Because women aren't drawn to just mere facts, gentlemen. They're drawn to the feelings your story gives them. So here's the move. Instead of, I'm doing nothing right now, you want to say instead, actually, I'm meeting some friends in an hour and we're going to go grab some steaks. Now, look at what that tiny little switch communicates here. That you've got friends, that you've got plans, that you've got a life, and you've got access to experiences that she wants to be part of. And that's attraction there. Another example, a guy told a girl he was late to the date because he'd been talking to his friend about a trip he was planning to Bali. And was he actually going to Bali? No. But the moment he said that, her eyes lit up. She started asking him questions, picturing herself there with him. That's the power of creating a fantasy. And this is where micro lies come in, and playful exaggerations and misdirections and small teasing fabrications, like pretending you're someone who's secretly famous, or hyping up your dog as a world-class athlete, or joking to her about living a double life as a spy. Okay? These keep her hooked in. They keep her curious. You want to think of it as like fishing. A bare hook catches nothing, but you add some bait onto the hook and now she bites. And she knows it's not literally real sometimes, but she loves the illusion of it. And attraction works the same way, gentlemen. She doesn't want the plain, boring truth. She wants the story. She wants you to create feelings inside of her. Now later, I'm going to show you how to stack these lies with one simple little twist that makes her chase you even harder than before. And if you want me to break down all of my best attraction building lies in one full video for you, drop the word steak down in the comments below. Now with this next one, most guys completely screw this up, and chances are you've done it too. So imagine you're on a date, sitting across from a beautiful woman, and she leans in and she asks you that classic question. So I don't get it, Bob. You seem like such a great guy. Why are you single? Whatever happened to your last girlfriend? Did she dump you? Did you dump her? How'd you two break up? And like a good little boy, you tell her the God honest truth. You might tell her, well, you know, my ex-girlfriend, she was crazy. She was toxic. She scratched up my car in revenge. She poisoned my pet Rover. And then boom, guys, it can be game over. The girl could just lean back, you know, she checks her phone, she kind of disengages a little bit, and then she ghosts you 2 days later. Because you thought telling the truth would set you free. Instead, the truth, it buries you. And here's exactly why this happens. When you badmouth your ex, you think you're being honest with her. But to the woman you're on that date with, it screams weakness. She starts thinking to herself, well, if he was with such a nightmare of a woman, what does that say about him? Why did he date her in the first place? Why did he stay with her? Maybe he doesn't have options. Maybe that's all he could get. Or maybe this guy is bitter. Maybe he's the problem. And in a couple of seconds, you can go from that interesting guy she likes to a walking red flag in her eyes. I want you to think of the conversation with a woman as a bit like a job interview in a way. Nobody just walks in and says, yeah, my last boss, he was an asshole. He was a total jerk. No, you highlight your strengths. You polish up your story a bit. You make yourself look like the best investment in the room. And dating works the exact same way. Right? Travel brochures, they don't show how many rainy days you're going to have or an airport delay. No, they show sunsets. The travel brochure shows beaches, cocktail in your hand. That's the frame you need to create. So in this case, what's the better move? Well, let's say your ex really was the devil on heels. You know, you're not going to tell the girl that. No. Instead, you're going to tell her what I call the big, beautiful lie. And it might go like this. Okay, yeah, my last girlfriend, gorgeous girl, brilliant, smart, total head turner. You know, she was traveling all the time. You see, she did a little bit of modeling on the side. And I just didn't want to have that long distance thing going, so I had to end it eventually. Now, notice what just happened here. You just position yourself as the guy who dates high value, beautiful women. Women who do a little bit of modeling on the side, but also the guy who has standards. The guy who can walk away from a relationship when it doesn't serve him. And this is why it works. This is why it taps into female psychology. Women want what other women want. It's social proof. It's pre-selection that's hardwired into attraction for them. So when she hears that you've dated women who are stunning, women who are in demand, her brain goes, well, if those other beautiful women wanted him, maybe I should want him too. And even if she finds out later that your story wasn't 100% accurate, it often does not matter. Because once her emotions are hooked in, women will double down on their own self-deception. They'd rather protect the beautiful lie. They'd rather protect the beautiful fantasy than admit that they were wrong about you. Now, look, I wish it wasn't like this. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I wish brutal honesty always worked. I wish brutal honesty was the best policy. But the truth is, gentlemen, that dating is marketing. You need to polish. You need to present yourself. You need to sell the best version of yourself. Just like how women wear makeup and heels and wear these tight little dresses to bend reality a bit, you need to bend reality too, because if you don't, you're going to keep losing attraction every single time. So here's another example where being too honest with a woman, it's like shooting yourself in your own foot. So let me know if this sounds familiar to you. You got a girlfriend and you just keep giving and giving and giving to her, hoping that it's finally going to make her happy with you. But instead, all that giving you do just pushes her away. I'm sure you've experienced this before, because here's the truth. Being overly honest with a girlfriend, showering her with gifts and flowers and attentions, in the moment, it kind of feels right. But in reality, what that does is it kills all of the attraction. Buying her flowers every weekend, taking her out to fancy dinners, spoiling her with the latest model of the iPhone. You think all that generosity, it proves your love to her, but instead of pulling her in closer, it just pushes her away. Sure, at first when you buy her something nice, it's going to make her feel flattered. She's going to feel special. She's going to give you positive feedback. But over time, it starts to signal to her weakness. It whispers in the back of her mind, oh my God, this guy has no other options. I'm his only option. And even if that's not true, even if you could get another girlfriend tomorrow, even if you could replace her tomorrow, your actions tell her a different story. And in her mind, all that giving you do to her is low value neediness. She doesn't want to feel like she's the prize that you could barely manage to win. She wants to feel like that you as the man, that you are the prize and that she's lucky to have you. And here's where the lying comes in when it comes to relationships. Sometimes you need to act less excited than you actually feel, right? You need to have priorities bigger than her. You need to have some space. You need to create tension. You need to create mystery. Because here's the truth. You might feel like you want to drop down on one knee and propose to her tomorrow, but if you do that too soon, it could be the worst mistake you ever make. Ideally, you want her dropping the hints about marriage. You want her the one bringing it up. You want her to be the one chasing after you. And this isn't just an opinion, guys. Research shows that the longest lasting relationships admit to white lies and strategic omissions. Because total transparency about how you feel and how you want to take the relationship forward doesn't build desire. It kills the desire, because desire needs mystery. Desire needs tension. Desire needs that thrill of her still having to win you over. And if you want me to break this down for you step by step, how to have your girlfriend chasing you year after year, just drop the word king down in the comments, and I'll make a separate video on this. So look, gentlemen, no matter how this harsh truth makes you feel, you gotta accept it. Telling women the God-honest truth isn't often the best move. It's usually not the best move. Now, nobody ever taught you this, not your parents, not your school, not your friends, but that's exactly why I'm here for you. And on top of that, I have built a community. Hundreds of guys are already inside right now, and it is growing fast. And every single day, they are learning the 4 S's of obsession. This is where men go to level up. This is where they stop chasing women and start being chased by women. And I want you to see it for yourself. So I dropped a link in the description below for you to check it out. Now, since you've enjoyed this video so much, you've got to watch this one next. This is the small little hand touch that gets girls instantly horny for you. Maybe there's a female friend you like, a woman at work, a woman at school. You can use this small little innocent touch to get her turned on, to get her wet between the legs, to get her liking you instantly. And if that interests you, go watch this video right now.